Okay, I gotta clarify something here. Luz is getting read the riot act for effectively bringing in wild snakes and a huge-ass firecracker into the school. That is reasonable grounds for a stern talking to. What I don't quite understand is why Mom and Principal Whosit think this troubling, unchildlike behavior is somehow a product of her creativity. Like, not to suddenly start bitching, but that's some malarkey right there. Luz being ADHD as all hell has nothing to do with any school shooter vibes she may be presenting. Like, there are plenty of artsy-fartsy kids who know that going to an American school doesn't mean you should be turning in explosives with your homework. Like, I'm not mad or anything, I just think it's a false equivalency, you know? Anywho, a birdie isekais Luz to the 9th layer of hell, where she meets Ida the Owl Babe, a done-to-death Cubone joke, and Hooty the God. They go out for some Burger Kings and liberate some minimum wage art students along the way, and despite the show's insistence, they're really not all that weird. Like, okay, I've been out of high school for like a decade now, so what do I know? But from what I understand, being weird is just kinda normal now. Like, I'm pretty sure nerds that make AMVs and write fanfiction aren't the social plague it once was. Hell, it can be the most interesting thing about you, so I'm not really sure why the Owl House is so gung-ho about nerd rights when we kind of already have it. I promise, this is like my only real hang-up with the show, so please don't click off. Anyway, the next day, Miss Weak Nerd Arms acts like she's the MC selectively brought forth to save the world from eternal damnation, and Ida's like, girl, this ain't Sword Art Online. If you want to get your name up there with the greats, you're gonna have to put the work in. So, Luz decides to go the Sailor Moon route and make this a school life anime instead. But since she needs someone to be her reference during the enrollment interview, she enlists the beautiful, intelligent, and everyone's undisputed favorite character, Willow Park. Unfortunately, Luz gets blacklisted for faking a mental disability, but hey, at least Willow gets into that vegan class she wanted, so, you know, good for her. Oh yeah, we also get introduced to this basic mean girl that the fans are, of course, gonna start shipping with Luz, even though obviously the mouse overlords would never allow that. So you know what? I'm gonna be right here with my bucket of popcorn ready to laugh in all your fucking faces when Luz and Amity only end up being just friends by the end of the series. Just you wait. That night, Foxy Mama is having a full-on conniption because of that damn type O diabetes that turns you into an anthro, and Luz is all, look, just show me how to do one spell and I promise I'll be your personal insulin gopher for life. Alright kid, I'm gonna show you how to do the easiest spell in the whole world. Just take this piece of paper and draw a perfect circle. Anything easier? So they take Luz to a magic convention so she can network with the pros, but then Ida's little sis and the Amsters show up to call them out for being fake fans who don't know shit about the industry. That is until Ida also calls out Amity for having a non-compliant fairy tale tattoo on her neck, and Luz is all, hey, you know you don't have to know every little thing about a franchise to be a fan, right? Wait, what? Later on, Edelyn spends the night arguing with her pharmacy about getting the prior authorization for her meds, but unbeknownst to her, Luz, Willow, and the Gustmeister are tampering with the powers of God for funsies. As punishment, Luz is sent off to read non-fiction books with no pictures at the library, only to meet that Amity chick and more importantly, her siblings Hot Tweedledee and Hot Tweedledum. They seduce Luz's bisexual ass into reading Mitten's fanfiction, and then she's like, yo, you watch Little Witch Academia too? Who's your favorite character? Oh, probably Diana. I like that she's smart and aloof, but secretly has a crush on the goofy, energetic brunette girl who's bad at magic. You? I really like that Andrew character. No, you don't. Sometime after, Luz, King, and Ida swap bodies. Let's keep flying. The next day, Ida and Gussie Boy try to vouch for Luz's enrollment at Hogwarts again, but Principal Butts is all like, look, your daughter destroyed half the building, not to mention we're still cleaning up from all the shit you used to pull back in the day. So I'm sorry, but we just don't see any valid reason to accept her right now. Here's the tuition fee in full. Welcome to Hexside! Before the class hijinks though, the Disney Big Shots allow Dana 3 more critical plot episodes. Luz pisses off the birdie that powers Ida's old lady stick, but more importantly, I kinda wanna fuck the Bat Queen. King plagiarizes Luz's smutfic and gets 10,000 kudos on AO3, but the little dude bolts the minute he's expected to follow up with something greater, because, as Luz so succinctly put it,
that's a toxic mentality that contributes to burnout and unrealistic expectations.
Oh, Luz. I just can't hate you. Anyway, our girl also needs to learn another spell or she'll get dropped into a sped class, so they hike up Mount Everest to train like a couple of trainer reds. Luz figures out that making water really, really cold turns it into ice, and she's like, hey, you want to start a book club together? You mean like a couple of disenfranchised housewives with nothing better to do than drink tea and read books with copious amounts of sexual tension? Exactly. Before they can start playing out all of Amity's vivid fantasies, however, it's time for another mouse-mandated school episode. Luz wants to quadruple major, but Academy rules say that you can only ever be good at one thing in any given lifetime, so they throw her in the break for unlawful learning. She meets these one-off kids, Vinny, Gerbo, and Barkus, and honestly, their only real crime here was being way too damn likable for their own good. Luckily, their natural charisma convinces the bump man that their uniforms are ugly as sin, and he agrees to have Luz trial run a slightly different fit that is somehow infinitely a lot cooler. Anywho, the circus is in town, and Ida's pharmacist forces the teens to shill up his crap products or get eaten alive. But their bum of an aunt is like, those are my kids and her two friends that I've only met on a few separate occasions. When they get back to school, Pacifica Northwest tries to mend her friendship with Poison Ivy Girl by offering her a blunt, but it ends up giving her an inoperable brain tumor instead, and Luz is like, dude, what were you thinking? I don't know, I had weed and she likes plants, so I just kind of figured. So they enter the girl's mind to perform an ethically questionable tumor extraction, and they're like, I wonder what kind of private, intimate details of Willow's life we can invade in here.
This one might be about a crush.
Fuck that, let's check out the murderous fantasies door. So they pop the tumor and are like, yo, we're back, did we miss anything?
And that, my dear Gustav, is how I met your mother.
And now for the episode that 90% of you guys skipped to in this video, Enchanted Grom Fright. So the whole school is in a hoo-ha about dates and shit, and the Amster is like, yo, Luz and Co, the committee wants to bully me into being the Grom Queen, but like, I don't have an obviously straight boyfriend to go with me, who is also obviously straight. No worries, Mittens, I'll go with you. Really? I mean, you'd have to face your innermost trauma if you do. Don't worry about that. I don't have a boyfriend either, and since we're two very clearly heterosexual girls, there wouldn't be anything odd about going with a
good friend.
Wow, that's very progressive of you, Luz. And you know what? I agree. Just because we exclusively like guys doesn't mean we shouldn't be able to go on a totally platonic date as
good friends.
So they go to the administration, who tells Luz that she has to defeat the three most horrifying creatures of all time. Neckbeards, the Joe Cat hybrid from Seoul, and an angry Hispanic mom. Luz checks the fuck out, but Amps comes through with the assist, and they smash the Grom using, I've said it before, and I'll say it again, the power of fluid animation. And Lulu's like, hey, just for shits and giggles, what boy did you want to ask out? And like, I know I said I was gonna laugh and all, but I'm not gonna be that guy. Look, everyone. I think it would be absolutely stellar if Amity had a canonical crush on Luz, but let's get real, man. Ain't no way Disney and its money-grubbing ass would have the balls to approve of such a thing. I'm sorry, but it's just not gonna happen in this day and age, as much as we really want it to. So just watch. Amity's gonna mention some dude she likes and sink all our ships, and we'll just have to, you know, move on and hope that the next cartoon will finally have the guts to...
Oh, it's not important.
Well, I'll be fucking damned! So the next episode, the kids get roped into a Quidditch game with this Triclops girl. But honestly, nobody gives a crap about all that, because we're all too busy watching the fruitier than a Fruit Loop Amity Blight bust her ovaries over Luz Noseda. As we should. Oh wait, there's an actual plot in this show. My bad. Okay, so Ida's curse is getting worse because she can't afford her 50-cent insulin shots after blowing all her cash on apple blood. So Luz tries to find a cure for crippling alcoholism at the Emperor's Pharmacy. But Lily's there too because, oh yeah, she works there. And she's like, I got it! I'll kidnap my sister's daughter so that she'll finally pay her medical insurance. It's the perfect plan! Unfortunately, Big Sis is a little less cordial and a little more, bitch, I will cut you! They start throwing down in a scene that is just mwah, Sakuga until Lily's all, so I accidentally gave you stage 4 diabetes all those years ago. What's the big deal? What? There's no stage 4 diabetes. That's cancer, you dipshit! No, you don't have cancer. That curse is right here, safe in my pocket. Oh. So, funny story. So Ida goes full anthro, gets arrested for not paying the minimum balance on her account, and our girl is probably scarred for all eternity. She and King cook up a plan to save their landlord and beat the Emperor's ass, but once they're there, Lils is all like, look, I know I caused irreparable damage to my sister's body, but I'm also like really sorry about that, so forgive me? Not a fucking chance! But God, you're hot, so I'll put you on a redemption arc trial run. So they try to save Ida from getting stoned, but Emperor Bitch is like, tell you what, I'll let the woman go, but in exchange, I want a portal to the human world for my totally not nefarious purposes. Fortunately, Luce is way too meta to fall for that shit, stabs him in the eye, and races back home with the owl milfs. Lily conducts some experimental chemo that splits the curse between them, so instead of Ida having stage 4, they each have stage 2. You know, medical science and stuff. And despite being emotionally compromised beyond belief, everyone is relatively in one piece. That said, I wonder what kind of evil scheme Old Man Bellis is up to. Not gonna lie, the dude was honestly kind of a this season, so I'm kind of hoping his master plan is gonna be something especially horrid, you know?
In the meantime, the day of unity is almost upon us, and we have much work to do.
Wait a minute here. Isolated room, heavy machinery, exorbitant use of natural resources. Bill Cipher?
My crypto suckers!
Oh, sweet mother of God. Hey, so like, apparently you need like money to, you know, live and stuff. And right now, the day job isn't exactly cutting it. Don't worry, I'm not gonna quit or anything. Like, I love doing these videos far too much to even consider that. But, you know, if you guys could help me convince my folks that being a YouTuber could potentially be like a real career, basically, I would actually appreciate that a lot. As for how you can help, honestly, just keep doing what you're doing. Watch my videos, leave a comment, share with your friends, subscribe to my channel, yeah. Also, I got that Patreon thing going on over there, just throwing it out there. But anyway, thanks for watching my videos. Until then, stay tuned.